Let's start by looking at the question itself, seeing what they want from us. The student wants to explain an advantage of the women and the vote format. So an advantage of this format. Okay, so what are they talking about? In 2020, the theater students at Radford and Virginia Tech chose an interactive online format to present a play about women's suffrage activists. Okay, maybe the advantage is that it's interactive and online. They don't come out and say that, though. Their Women in the Vote website featured an interactive digital drawing of a Victorian-style house, so interactive comes up again. Audiences were asked to focus on a room of their choice and select from that room an artifact related to the suffrage movement. One click took them to video clips, songs, artwork, and text associated with the artifact. The play was popular with the audiences because the format allowed them to control the experience. That's definitely it. Just because of the way they phrase it, right? The other things could be advantages. Maybe they will come up, but I love that we're being asked for an advantage. And this is kind of just coming out and saying, like, it was popular because, right? Like, they're kind of just saying this is why it was good. They're really hinting that this is what's going to matter. So I think that my choice is going to need to include this. Let's look at A. Women of the Vote featured a drawing of a Victorian-style house with several rooms, each containing suffrage artifacts. Doesn't say an advantage, just describes what it is. B, to access video clips, songs, artwork, and text, audiences had to first click on an artifact. Again, it doesn't even talk about the Women of the Vote thing. C, the Women in the Vote format appealed to audiences because it allowed them to control the experience. Wow, that's just like the exact same thing. That's probably it. D, using an interactive format, theater students at Radford and Virginia Tech created Women in the Vote play. Okay, it's definitely C, but I think D is a big trap, especially because of what I was highlighting originally up here. They kind of maybe want you to be confused about what the true advantage is. However, like I said, the SAT is not, it's really not up for debate. They're going to set it up so that there's one indisputable answer. And you have to be able to read those hints that the SAT is providing for you. And that's definitely what's happening at the end here, is they're just kind of coming out and saying in slightly different words, but it's the same meaning and tone. In that last bullet, they are just saying the advantage is that they can control the experience. So that, to me, is also a synonym for interactive. So I get, that kind of goes with the other piece. But notice that choice C is the exact same thing as that bullet. And they're specifically emphasizing why it appealed to them, right? So they're using the word format, right? They're specifically saying this is why it was good. Whereas D is saying it's interactive, but they're not emphasizing that idea. They're not saying the interactivity is what makes it good, what makes it appealing, what makes it an advantage. So they're letting the reader maybe make that connection. But our goal from the question was to make it clear ourselves. So choice C is definitely better than D because it just comes out and says, like, this is an advantage. So pay attention to the question, pay attention to when the SAT is giving you these hints so you don't miss them. And if you are between two choices, this is usually how you determine which one is better, is which one is just much more closely aligned with the way the SAT is presenting the information, not with the way that your brain is interpreting it, right? The SAT, we need to stick to the text as much as possible.